All right, let's go to tight end, top five.
So I got Travis Kelsey, Mark Andrews, obviously, and then George Kittle's back to a top three option. Then I got Zach Ertz and TJ Hawkinson.
I like it. I like it. I got Andrews first this week. So
Oh,
yeah. I got Andrews first, 6.2 catches for 77 yards. And then I got Kelsey at 6.3 for 73. So they're right there. They're like a tenth of a point. So that could change. But
yeah,
yeah, got those guys number one and two, and Kittle number three, as you mentioned, Ertz Hawkinson. So yeah, we got the same top five, I think, right?
nice.
Yeah. Kyle picks number six.
Oh, I don't have him that high. I have him eight
Nah.
though. I
Okay.
have
Okay.
Njoku number six.
Oh, okay. I have Njoku number 10. All right, let's who
Maybe
are you
that could
high
be our
on?
prop.
It could
Um,
be.
I am high on Greg Dulcich again this week.
Yes.
I pointed out he had a path to becoming the Broncos' lead tight end. We both kind of predicted Albert O would be the odd man out. He was inactive.
Albert
That was the
Zero. It's not
stud.
even Albert O, it's
Albert
Albert Zero.
Zero. How did I
Albert
miss that?
Zero.
Albert Zero. But yeah, Dulcich. I thought it might take a couple games. Just right away, 81% route participation. He got two balls for 44 yards and the touchdown, obviously. Wilson didn't see him wide open over the middle. That seems to be a theme for Russell
Mm-hmm.
Wilson. So I think Dulcich could have had even bigger game, but I like him going forward. So right now he's my tight end 18. The consensus is tight end 26. I think his range of outcomes. He'll probably be a mid-range tight end two the rest of the season, but you know his range of outcomes is definitely mid-range, a low-end tight end one if everything goes his way. He's talented enough. He should see enough underlying usage. I've always thought he reminds me a bit of TJ Hawkinson, so I like his upside. But yeah, like it's gonna involve Russell Wilson, seeing him when he's wide open. So that might be one of the things that prevents this from happening. But either way, I love his upside in this offense.
Yeah, man. I think that that's the only thing. If Russ doesn't play, it might be a different story. But yeah, he's my tight end 10 right now. So, and that's just
Whoa,
based on the
damn.
routes. I mean, that's just with
Yeah,
Russ playing, just based on the routes
yeah.
run. I mean, again, like we talk about this every week. Tight ends are going to be super unpredictable. You're just looking for routes, and 81% is in. That's like top five kind of percentage
Well, he
wise
was
for
probably getting eased in too.
right. Yeah. Although maybe I should lower it just because Denver's one of those teams that you can't really like week to week. It's like the Giants wide receivers. It's
I
just
think that was just the symptom of it. It was Eric Saubert
yeah.
and I mean, we love Saubert because of that 7.5 prop, but
Mhm.
either way, he wasn't the long-term option. I think that was clear. He only played one snap. So I think it is going to be stable going forward now that Dulcich is back.
All right. So I'm high on Darren Waller this week, which I haven't been high on him for a minute, but he's my tight end 8 this week, and I that's with projecting him for not a full complement of snaps. I still don't know exactly what's going on with him injury wise. I'm guessing he's going to be listed as questionable, but he had the bye week, so I'm guessing he's going to be back to full strength. So like Darren Waller this week against that Houston zone defense. He's a tight end 12 in consensus. He's already my tight end 8. And if he's good to go off the injury report, he would probably jump into, top 4 or 5 for me. So like him. And then one other guy I'll mention is Cade Otton. We don't know
Mm.
exactly what's going to happen with Cameron Brate this early in the week, but I mean, he did have a scary injury and turns out he has a sprained neck. So I don't know, for a normal human being that I would not play football with a sprained neck, but these are warriors here. So if Brate goes, obviously scratch it with Otten. But if he doesn't, we're looking at a player who, in the one game Brate missed, ran a route on 92% of the dropbacks, and that is highly elite. And I mean, every week we think this, we're like, all right, this Bucks team's got to rebound sometime. Like it just hasn't looked good, but like one of these days we're gonna get a good performance out of the Bucks offense. So Kate, 92% routes, that would put him I would be projecting him around tight end 9 or 10 with that kind of usage. So he's somebody, if Braid is ruled out, look for Kate Ott and pick him off waiver wires because I think he'd be startable this week.
Yeah, love the on call, especially since we already saw what they're going to do when Bray is out. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
Otten had over 90%. They are going out of their way to make sure that Kyle Rudolph does not see the field, so we don't have to worry about him. But yeah, like it looks like Brate's shaping up to be a game time decision. But either way, like Kate Otten should be a high end tight end too if Brate's out. I'm not sure about Waller though. That was scary how he started the game and they yanked him.
He got
Remember
hurt.
last
He got hurt.
season? No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying last season, he was looking iffy one week and then he missed 5 games. So
True. True.
we just have to remember that he was a late bloomer. He's already in his 30s. So he's at a point in his career where we definitely have to take injuries a little bit more seriously, especially it's a hammy,
Hmm.
right? So I would just be nervous that he won't play the full game, especially since they're playing the Texans. They probably won't need Waller to put them away. But yeah, either way, like you said, he should be a top 10 option if he does return. It just I'm just scared after what happened last game, and just based on his recent, just his inability to play through injuries last season.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's having a season from hell. It's
Yeah,
it's purely a buy low, but it's an ugly week. It's bye weeks, I mean,
yeah.
like you can't really turn down a tight end getting like 80% and at least projected to get like 80% this week. So again, yeah, just monitor the injury reports with him. But if he's practicing, if he gets in like a limited session Wednesday or Thursday, and he practices Friday, I think I'd feel good about him.
Yeah, the tight ends on bye this week are, Dawson Knox, Tyler Higbee, Irv Smith, and Dallas Goedert. So that's a huge chunk of the low end tight end one tier. So yeah, Waller
Yeah.
by default should be in your top 10. But either way, he's pretty dicey.
Yep. All right. Who are you low on?
I'm low on Gerald Everett. I have him tight end 12 right now versus the ECR is tight end 7, it looks like. Now, this is a great matchup against the Seahawks. It's a revenge game for him. But with Donald Parham his role's expanding after returning 2 weeks ago. That's going to start eating into Everett's playing time and target share. And Keenan Allen, I guess he's expected to return this week. I'm projecting him to return this week. So again, that's eating into Everett's target share. So while I loved Everett, like earlier in the season, I was treating him as a mid-range tight end 1. I think we have to start downgrading him to the tight end 1, tight end 2 fringe, just based on both Parham and Keenan Allen returning to action.
Yeah. He had a season low 61% routes
Yeah.
run on Monday Night Football. So people probably everyone hasn't probably looked at that yet. I think his consensus will drop a little bit. But yeah, that's tight end 7. That's pretty high for him. I am low on Hayden Hurst. He is the
How
tight end
dare
8.
you?
He's the tight end 8. I have him tight end 15. Like he had a couple good games in there, but a lot of his production came with T. Higgins still banged up.
Yeah.
Higgins is kind of back healthy, and they've also talked about making a more concerted effort to get Tyler Boyd the ball, and we saw that come to fruition last week. So with everyone healthy, Hurst is still like the 5th option because you're still going to use Mixon in the pass game as well, and P. Ryan. So just not too high on him. And the Falcons are up to 10th in DVOA against tight end. So not a super easy matchup as maybe it looks when you just say, oh, it's the Falcons defense. So yeah, he's a fringe guy for me. There's a lot of guys I'd rather start over Hurst this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Hayden Hurst stan, obviously, but I'm right there with you. He's tight end 14, and one of the appeals with him, you kind of alluded to that, is whenever like a Chase, a Higgins, or even Boyd miss time, I think that's when Hurst is going to be a tight end 1. And like you said, with Higgins kind of banged up the past couple of games, Hurst has stepped up. But I'm back on Higgins this week as a top 10 receiver. I think he's going to be much closer to 100%. He led the team in targets, I believe, last week. So yeah. As a result, I'm downgrading Hurst in the tight end 2 range this week as well.
Robert Tonyan came alive for 10 catches and 90 yards last week. So this week he faces a Washington defense that is number 3 in DVOA against tight ends. So they've been very good against tight ends, but Randall Cobb is out. So we could see kind of a bump for Tonyan. He saw his highest routes run of the year at 76%. So I am setting his receiving yardage at 37.5.
Oh, I was ready to say over. I'm going to go under though.
Okay.
I'm a little bit lower. I was thinking like 34.5. Love the usage rate. Like you said, his routes run were around 75% last week. Randall Cobb being out definitely helps him. I don't know what's up with Christian Watson, but I'm projecting him to play, but he's kind of banged up. So I think Yeah, again, I'm just gonna have to barely lean under, but that's a great line. And what's up with Sammy Watkins? Is he? I think he's eligible to return. Have you heard anything about him?
Haven't
What's
heard
up with
anything
him?
yet. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming they'd get at least probably Watson or Watkins back, maybe one of them. But yeah, haven't heard anything. So, but I just it was interesting to me that Tunyon's route spiked so much. So maybe he's gonna be the kind of more of that guy we saw a couple years ago when he was putting up numbers. Then maybe that's what they think the fix is, for this offense.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Because, like I was saying earlier in the season when he started out, averaging like 45% route participation, I was expecting that to eventually climb up to 65, 70%, especially, that's one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite, most trusted targets. So I think with just all the wide receiver situation being in flux, I think they are going to start leaning on Tanya. That's why I was like ready to take the over here. But you said it just a little bit above where I was thinking. So yeah, again, just leaning on the under there. But again, that's a great line.